It was a cold night. The wind was sharp like small knives on bare skin. The streets were empty, quiet, and dark. Most people were inside their warm homes, but not Maya and Mina. They were twin sisters, just 12 years old, sitting behind an old dumpster near the alley of a closed supermarket. Their coats were thin. Their shoes had holes. They were hungry. They were tired. But they had no home to go to. This place, cold, dirty, and forgotten, was the only shelter they had. Maya held, her knees close to her chest, trying to stay warm. Mina shared a torn blanket with her. Their stomachs growled, but they were used to that sound now. Suddenly, a strange noise filled the sky. It was loud. It was close. It was not a plane. It was a helicopter. The girls looked up. The dark clouds made it hard to see, but the helicopter lights flashed through the sky like lightning. It was flying low. Too low. It was shaking. Something was wrong. The sound grew louder. A strange, whirling scream filled the air. Sparks flew. One of the helicopter's blades snapped off in midair. Maya stood up, her eyes wide. "Something's wrong with it," she shouted. Mina grabbed her arm. "Look, it's going down." The helicopter spun wildly, like a broken toy in the air. It tilted sideways, then dropped fast, right toward the forest just behind the alley. Boom! The ground shook. A loud explosion filled the air as the helicopter hit the ground. Flames shot into the sky. Smoke rose fast, black and thick. The trees caught fire. Birds flew out, screaming. The girls screamed too. They had never seen anything like this. For a moment, they just stood there, frozen. Then Maya said in a soft, scared voice, "We need to go see." Mina shook her head quickly. "No, it's too dangerous. It's fire, big fire." "But what if someone's alive?" Maya asked. "What if someone needs help?" Mina didn't answer. She just looked at the fire, afraid. The smell of burning metal and gasoline was already in the air. Then they heard something strange, a cry. A baby's cry. Both girls looked at each other. "Did you hear that?" Maya asked. "Yes," Mina said, her voice shaking. "It came from the fire, from the crash." They listened again. The crying sound was soft but real. A baby was in there, alive. Maya didn't wait. She stood up, pulled her blanket tighter, and started running toward the forest. Mina ran after her. The trees were burning. At the edges, branches crackled and fell. The heat was strong and the smoke made it hard to breathe, but the crying got louder. "There," Maya pointed. Through the smoke, they saw the helicopter wreck. It was torn in half, one side burning, the other broken open like a crushed can. Wires sparked. A tire was still spinning slowly. Mina coughed and wiped her eyes. "This is crazy. We're going to get burned." But Maya didn't stop. She ran closer, toward the broken door of the helicopter. And then she saw it. A small baby, maybe 1 year old, crawling out of the broken opening. Its clothes were dirty, its cheeks red from heat and crying, but it was alive. Maya gasped. "There's a baby, it's coming out." Mina stood in shock. She couldn't believe her eyes. Without thinking, Maya dropped the blanket, ran forward, and grabbed the baby. The heat was burning her face. The metal near her shoes was hot. But she held the baby close and ran back. A loud crack came from the wreck, another small explosion. A piece of metal flew and hit a tree behind them. Mina screamed, "Run!" They ran fast, through smoke, through heat, through fear. Finally, back at the dumpster, Maya dropped to her knees. She was coughing, shaking, but the baby was in her arms. It was safe. Mina knelt beside her. "Is it hurt?" Maya checked the baby. No blood, no wounds, just scared, shaking, crying. "It's okay." "Shh. You're okay now," Maya whispered. Rocking the baby in her arms, they looked at each other, still breathing hard. Smoke still filled the sky. Fire trucks would come soon, maybe the police too. But right now, they were just 3 people, 2 homeless girls, and 1 small baby. "Where did this baby come from?" Mina whispered. Maya looked down at the child. The baby had a small bracelet on its wrist. It was gold, with something written on it. What does that say? Mina asked. Maya read it slowly. Skylar. Skylar Voss. They had no idea who Skylar was, but something told them this baby was important, very important, and someone would come looking for him. Maya held the baby close to her chest. Its small body was shaking. Tears ran down its red cheeks. Its hands were cold, but it was alive. Mina sat beside her, still breathing hard. Her eyes were wide. Her hands were shaking. I can't believe we did that, she whispered. The fire still burned in the distance. The smoke made the stars disappear. They could hear sirens now, far away but coming closer. Fire trucks, maybe even the police. We can't stay here, Maya said. They'll ask questions, they'll take the baby, maybe blame us. But we didn't do anything wrong, Mina said. I know, Maya replied. But we're just homeless girls. No one ever listens to us. Mina looked round. The baby kept crying, its voice getting weaker. What do we do now? We find a safe place, Maya said. Somewhere warm, then we figure it out. Maya wrapped the baby in their torn blanket. It wasn't much, but it was all they had. They stood up and left the alley quickly, walking. Through the dark streets, away from the flashing red lights in the sky. They found an old bus stop with a broken bench and a half roof. It blocked the wind. It was better than nothing. Maya sat down and held the baby again. She looked at the golden bracelet around its tiny wrist. Skylar Voss, she whispered. Do you think that's his name? Mina asked. Maya nodded. I think so. The bracelet was shiny and clean, real gold, not fake. Rich people kind of gold. Maya looked closer. On the inside, there was something else. There's a number, she said. Like a phone number. Mina leaned over. Should we call it? Maya thought for a moment. Maybe. But what if the wrong person picks up? What do you mean? I don't know, Maya said. The crash. The fire. What if it wasn't an accident? Mina looked down at the baby. Why would someone hurt a baby? I don't know, Maya said again. But this baby, Skylar, he was alone in that helicopter. Why would a baby be flying without parents? Mina's face grew serious. What if someone wanted to get rid of him? They both fell silent. The baby was now sleeping, safely wrapped in their blanket. Maya held him gently, rocking back and forth. He's just a baby, she said softly. He doesn't even know he almost died. The next morning, the city woke. People rushed to work. Cars honked. Life went on. But the twins stayed in the shadows, hiding behind buildings and fences, trying to keep Skylar safe. Maya found a public phone outside a gas station. She took a deep breath and called the number on the bracelet. The phone rang once, twice, then someone answered. A deep voice came through the line. Calm, but strong. Where is the baby? Maya froze. Hello? The man said again. Is Skylar alive? She didn't know what to say. She panicked and hung up. She ran back to Mina. I called. Someone answered. Who was it? Mina asked. I don't know. A man. He asked where the baby was. He knew the name. Skylar, Mina. Looked nervous. That means he knows the baby. That could be good, right? Or it could be bad, Maya said. What if he's the reason Skylar was on that helicopter? Just then, a sleek black SUV drove slowly down the road near them. It stopped by the corner. Two tall men in dark suits stepped out. They didn't look like police. They didn't look kind. They looked dangerous. Maya quickly grabbed Mina's hand. Run! They took off down the alley, holding Skylar tightly. They didn't stop until they reached the back of an abandoned building. We can't trust anyone yet, Maya said. Not until we know the truth. Mina nodded, out of breath. Then what now? We find out who Skylar Voss really is, Maya said, and why someone would want a baby dead. That night they found shelter in an old underground tunnel, a place they used to sleep in before. It was cold and damp, but safe. As Skylar slept beside them, Maya stared at the bracelet again. Skylar Voss. "Who are you?" she whispered, and, far away, in a tall glass tower in the richest part of the city, a man stood by his office window holding a photo of a baby. His name was Nathan Voss. He was Skylar's uncle, and he had just received a call from someone he never expected, a girl. The next morning came with soft rain tapping on the city streets. The sky was gray. The cold wind returned. In the underground tunnel, Maya woke first. She sat up slowly and looked at the sleeping baby beside her. Little Skylar was curled up in the blanket, breathing gently. He looked peaceful, like he didn't come from a fiery crash, like he wasn't being chased. Mina was still asleep too, her head resting on a bundle of clothes. Maya reached into her pocket and pulled out the golden bracelet again. She looked at the name, Skylar Voss, and just under it, the phone number. Her fingers traced the numbers. She remembered the man's voice from the night before. Calm. Deep. Is Skylar alive? Who was he? And how did he know the baby's name? She looked around the dark tunnel, at the dirty floor, and broken bricks. They couldn't stay here forever. Skylar needed help, real help, food, a doctor, a real bed. But how could they trust anyone? Later that day, Mina and Maya walked through the city, hiding behind trash bins and under awnings to stay dry. They searched for an internet cafe. They needed answers. They found one near the bus station, small, dusty, and quiet. They walked. In with Skylar hidden in Maya's arms, wrapped tight in the blanket. The man at the front desk gave them a strange look, but said nothing. Maya gave him the few coins they had. Inside, Mina sat at the old computer while Maya rocked Skylar in her lap. Search the name, Maya said. Skylar Voss, Mina typed slowly. The screen flickered. Then, results. A news article popped up. Billionaire CEO's family involved in helicopter crash, one missing. They clicked it. The photo in the article made both girls freeze. Skylar was in the picture. The same baby, same eyes, same small face. Next, to him were two adults, his parents. The article said they were James and Eliza Voss, famous business leaders who died in the crash. The baby was reported missing. The police were still searching, and the man in charge of the search was listed as Nathan Voss, Skylar's uncle, and one of the richest men in the country. That's him, Maya whispered. That's the man I called. They looked at the photo again. Nathan stood beside police officers, holding a copy of Skylar's photo, offering a reward. He wants the baby, Mina said. But does he want to protect him? Maya asked. Or does he want to hide something? Back on the street, the girls walked fast. The rain had stopped, but the city still felt cold. They stopped at a public phone again. Maya took a deep breath and dialed the number on the bracelet. One more time. This time, when the man answered, she didn't hang up. Hello? He said again. Maya spoke. I have Skylar, he's safe. Silence. Then the man said, Is this a joke? No, Maya said. I pulled him out of the helicopter crash. He was alone. My sister and I, we found him. Where are you? He asked, his voice rising. I won't say, not yet, Maya said. How do we know you're not the reason this happened? You don't, the man replied. But I'm the only family he has left. Please, meet me. Let me see him. What's your name? Maya asked. Nathan Voss. Maya paused. We'll meet, but not alone, and not somewhere fancy, just a small place, public, safe. Nathan agreed. An hour later, Maya, Mina, and baby Skylar sat inside a quiet cafe near the city park. It smelled like coffee and warm bread. Skylar was asleep in Mina's arms. The door opened. A tall man in a dark coat walked in. He looked around, then spotted them. He walked over slowly and sat down. I'm Nathan, he said. His voice was the same as on the phone. He looked at the baby. His eyes softened. That's him, he whispered. That's my nephew. Thank God. Maya watched him carefully. How do we know you're telling the truth? Nathan pulled out his wallet and showed them pictures. Skylar as a newborn, Skylar with his parents. He looked at the girls. You saved him, he said. You ran into fire. You didn't even know who he was. Maya said nothing. She didn't trust him fully. Not yet. Nathan lowered his voice. The crash wasn't an accident, he said. I've been trying to tell the police, but no one believes me. Mina leaned forward. Why would someone crash a helicopter with a baby on board? Nathan looked around the cafe, then leaned even closer, because Skylar's parents found something big. Rain had stopped, but the streets were still wet and quiet. Maya and Mina walked quickly beside Nathan Voss, holding baby Skylar close. The cafe meeting had left them with more questions than answers. Nathan kept looking, over his shoulder. We can't stay here, he said in a low voice. We're being followed. Maya didn't like how calm he was. You saw that man too? Yes, Nathan replied. I've seen him before. He doesn't work for me. They turned into a side alley. Mina held Skylar tighter, his tiny head resting on her shoulder. He was starting to get a fever. His skin felt hot and his small hands were shaking again. He needs help, Mina said, her voice cracking. I know, Nathan said. That's why I need you to trust me. Why would we trust a billionaire? Maya asked. You have everything. We have nothing. Nathan stopped and looked at both girls. You're wrong, he said quietly. Right now you have something no money can buy, courage. You saved Skylar's life when others would have run. That means something. Maya didn't answer. She kept walking. She didn't know if he was being kind or just trying to win their trust. 10 minutes later, they arrived at a large black gate. Behind it stood a tall house with shining windows and bright lights. The guards at the front opened the gate without asking questions. They nodded at Nathan and stepped aside. The girls had never seen a place like this before. This is my private house, Nathan said. No one knows I brought you here. We'll be safe. They stepped inside. Warm air filled the hallway. Clean floors, soft lights. A fire burned in the living room fireplace. Skylar let out a soft whimper. He was sweating now. He's burning up, Mina said. Nathan pressed a button on the wall. Within seconds, a woman in white came into the room. This is Dr. Lane, he said. She's my private doctor. She'll take care of him. The girls watched nervously as the doctor checked Skylar, took his temperature, and gently gave him medicine. He'll be okay, she said. He just needs rest, food, and warmth. For the first time in days, Mina's shoulders relaxed. After Skylar fell asleep in a soft crib, Nathan brought the girls to the kitchen. He gave them warm soup, clean towels, and a change of clothes. They sat quietly, too shocked to speak. Finally, Nathan sat across from them and said, I want to offer you something. Maya looked up. What? A home, Nathan said, a real one. The twins looked at each other. You saved my nephew, he continued. You risked your lives. I want to help you now. Why? Maya asked. People like us? No. One ever helps us unless they want something. Nathan looked serious. You're right to be careful. But I don't want anything from you. I only want Skylar to be safe. And I owe you both more than I can ever repay. Mina whispered. You really think someone tried to kill his parents? Nathan nodded slowly. They found out about illegal money being moved through our company. They planned to report it. But the day before they did, their helicopter went down. He paused. I was supposed to be with them that day. I canceled last minute. I think the crash was meant for all of us. Maya stared at him. And now they're after Skylar? Nathan nodded again. If Skylar is the last Voss, he inherits everything. Power, shares, decisions. The man who did this doesn't want that. Mina's eyes widened. So he'll try again? Yes, Nathan said. Unless we stop him first. That night, while the girls tried to sleep in their guest room, Maya stayed awake. She looked out the window, heart pounding. Something didn't sit right. If Nathan was telling the truth, why hadn't he gone to the police? Why hide everything? Why ask two homeless girls to help him? She opened a drawer by the bed and found a small folder. Inside were photos of her and Mina in the alley, behind the cafe, carrying Skylar. They were being watched the whole time. She shook Mina awake. "We have a problem." Maya stared at the folder in her hands. The photos inside made her stomach twist. She and Mina walking through the alley, holding Skylar at the cafe, running under the bridge. The pictures were taken days ago, from different angles, different locations. Someone had been watching them, and the folder was inside Nathan's house. Mina sat up, her eyes wide. "Why does he have these?" "I don't know," Maya whispered. "But I don't think we're safe here." She closed the drawer quietly. Her hands were shaking. Outside the window, a shadow moved across the lawn, slow, careful. Not like a guard, more like someone sneaking. Maya reached for Mina's hand. "We have to check on Skylar, now." They tiptoed down the hallway. The lights were dim. The house was silent except for the soft hum of machines. They reached Skylar's room. The door was open. Maya's heart dropped. Inside, Skylar's crib was empty. Mina rushed in. "Where is he?" Then, a voice behind them. "Looking for the baby?" They turned fast. It was Nathan, but something about him had changed. His face was cold, his eyes sharp. "He's safe," he said slowly, "with people I trust." "Why didn't you tell us about the photos?" Maya asked. Nathan walked in calmly. "Because I needed to be sure you weren't working for him." "Him who?" Mina asked. "The man who caused the crash," Nathan said. "He's watching everything. He might even know you're here." Maya stepped forward. "Then why did you bring us here?" Nathan leaned in. "Because you're bait," Mina gasped. "What?" Nathan didn't smile. "The man behind. This thinks Skylar is dead. But if he finds out the baby is alive, he'll try again. And this time, we'll catch him." "You used us?" Maya shouted. Nathan raised his hand. "You don't understand. I'm trying to end this once and for all." Mina's voice shook. "You should have told us." "I couldn't risk it," Nathan said. "If you ran, if he found you first." Maya cut him off. "You didn't trust us, but you want us to trust you?" Silence. Then Maya looked him in the eye. "Where is Skylar? I want to see him." Nathan sighed. "He's in the safe room, just down the hall. I'll take you." He led them through a hidden door behind a bookcase. The hallway was narrow and cold. At the end was a thick metal door. Nathan pressed his hand on a scanner. The door opened with a heavy click. Inside was a small room with white walls and cameras. In every corner, Skylar lay inside a glass crib. Breathing gently, Maya ran in and picked him up. "He's okay," she whispered. But Mina stared at the cameras. "We're being recorded," Nathan nodded. "Every second. If anything happens, I'll know." Maya turned to him. "We're leaving tomorrow." Nathan didn't stop them. "Fine, but stay one more night, just tonight. I'll have guards watching every door. I give you my word." Maya said nothing. That night, Maya couldn't sleep. Her eyes stayed on the door, the folder, the cameras. Was Nathan really trying to help, or was he playing both sides? Then, just after midnight, an alarm went off. A red light flashed in the hallway. Mina jumped up. "What's happening?" A guard's voice came through the speaker. "We've got intruders. North Wing. Stay where you are." Maya grabbed Skylar. Mina grabbed the backpack. Suddenly, bang! The sound of glass shattering. A smoke bomb rolled into the hallway. Guards yelled. Footsteps ran. Maya and Mina coughed, their eyes burning. They ran toward the safe room, but a man in a black mask blocked their path. "Give me the baby," he growled. Maya stepped back, clutching Skylar. "No!" The man reached forward. Then, bang! A shot rang out. The man fell. Behind him stood Nathan, holding a gun. His eyes locked with Maya's. "Now do you believe me?" he asked. Smoke filled the hallway like thick fog. Nathan held the gun tightly, standing between the twins and the man he had just shot. Maya clutched Skylar in her arms. His small body trembled against her chest. Mina coughed, eyes stinging. What's happening? Who are these people? Nathan didn't turn. Go to the basement. Now. Use the back stairs. But before they could move, another masked man stepped. Out of the shadows, then another. 3 of them now, dressed in black, faces hidden. Guns ready. Nathan fired again, once, twice. The masked men ducked, shouting. Maya grabbed Mina's hand. We have to move! Together they ran back down the hallway. A bullet hit the wall near Maya's head. Splinters flew. She kept running. They turned into a small stairwell Nathan had shown them earlier. If something goes wrong, he had said, take this path. They reached the basement door, slammed it shut, and locked it. Inside, it was dark and cold. Pipes ran along the ceiling. The walls were old stone. Maya held Skylar tightly as Mina led them through the narrow passage. I don't trust him, Maya whispered. I know, Mina said. But those men weren't his. They were real, and they wanted Skylar. Suddenly, a screen lit up on the wall. Nathan's face appeared. You're safe for now, he said through a speaker. Stay hidden. They cut the power and the outside phone lines. I've called backup, but it'll take time. Who are they? Maya asked, stepping closer to the screen. Nathan's eyes were tired. They work for my company's biggest rival, Edric Steele. He's been trying to take control for years. But your parents, Skylar's parents, found out what he was doing. He paid someone to sabotage the helicopter. And now he wants to kill a baby? Mina said angrily. If Skylar dies, Nathan explained, Steele can claim the board. Seat meant for him. And control the company, Maya shook her head. But why us? Why bring 2 homeless girls into this? Nathan looked serious. Because you did the one thing no one else did. You saved Skylar without thinking about money or power. I needed people like that around him, Mina whispered. We're just kids. Nathan looked at her. So was Skylar, but you didn't let him die. Boom! A loud sound shook the basement. Dust fell from the ceiling. They're breaking through, Nathan said. I'll hold them as long as I can, but you need to be ready. Ready for what? Maya asked. Nathan looked right into the camera. The truth. The screen turned black. Maya and Mina sat down, Skylar asleep in their arms. Everything was quiet again but heavy. Maya's heart beat fast in the silence. Then, something strange happened. A light turned on at the far end of the basement. A metal door slid open slowly. The girls stared at it. What is that? Mina asked. Maya stood up. I don't know. They walked slowly toward the opening. Inside was a hidden room. On the walls were old files, photos, papers. A large board filled with names, arrows, and connections. One photo caught Mina's eye. She picked it up and gasped. It was them. Maya and Mina, younger, smiling, in clean clothes, with 2 people behind them, a man and a woman. That's, Mina whispered. That's our mom and dad, Maya's voice cracked. But they died. Next to the photo was a file. Maya opened it. Inside were documents, birth records, adoption papers, and one line that made her knees shake. Twin daughters of Amanda and Jordan Voss. Maya dropped the paper. No, no way, Mina's mouth fell open. We're Voss? Suddenly it all made sense. The way Skylar had looked at them. Why they felt a connection. Why Nathan brought them in, protected them, but also watched them. They weren't just some homeless girls. They were family. Voss blood ran in their veins, and someone had erased that truth. Maya stood tall. Her fear turned to fire. No more running, she said. Mina looked at her sister and nodded. They picked up Skylar and turned back toward the hallway. Edric Steele stood at the end of the hallway, gun raised, eyes cold. Well, well, he said, slowly. The lost Voss girls. You were supposed to stay dead. Maya held Skylar tight. Mina stepped in front of them. You knew who we were, Mina said, her voice shaking. Even before we did. Edric smiled. Of course I did. I paid. Good money to erase your names. But some secrets just won't stay buried. Why? Maya asked. Why us? Edric lowered his voice. Because you're the only ones left who can stop me. The company, the money, the power, it all belongs to your family. And now, it's mine, unless you're alive. Maya stepped forward slowly, fire in her eyes. You crashed that helicopter, you killed our parents. Edric didn't deny it. Yes, and I would do it again. Suddenly, bang, the gun fired, but not from Edric's hand. A shot rang from the stairwell. Edric's shoulder jerked back, he screamed and dropped the gun. Nathan Voss rushed in, holding his own weapon. You're done, Edric, he said, stepping closer. Edric fell to his knees, groaning in pain. You think this ends with me? He hissed. There are others. They'll keep coming. Nathan stared him down. Not if the world sees the truth. Later that night, the house was surrounded by police and media. Edric was arrested and taken away. Maya and Mina stood beside. Nathan, as officers, collected the files from the secret room. All the hidden truths, the crimes, the family connection. Mina held Skylar, who now smiled in his sleep, safe at last. A female detective walked over. We confirmed it, she said. You girls are Amanda and Jordan Voss's children. The company, the estate, it all belongs to you. Maya didn't smile. She looked around the house. The guards, the flashing lights, the cold power that had taken her family away. I don't want the money, she said. I just want Skylar to grow up safe. Nathan looked at her. Then let's do it together. The Voss legacy. It should mean something again. Mina nodded. A legacy of protecting people. Not power, not lies. Weeks later, the news had spread everywhere. Twin Voss daughters found alive. Company heir Skylar saved from assassination attempt. But Maya and Mina didn't care about the headlines. They were living in a quiet home, far from the city, with Nathan visiting often. Skylar laughed as he crawled across the living room floor. He was healthy now, smiling again. The girls were enrolled in school. They had their own beds, their own warm meals, no more hiding, no more dumpsters. One evening, Maya stood on the porch watching the sunset. Mina joined her. We could have died, Mina whispered. But we didn't, Maya said softly. We survived, and we saved him. Mina smiled. Maybe that's what being a Voss really means. Final scene. In a large glass building in the city, reporters waited for a press conference. Maya and Mina stepped up to the podium. Dressed simply, but standing tall. Skylar sat in Nathan's lap in the front row. Maya took a deep breath and spoke. My name is Maya Voss. This is my sister Mina. We lost our parents, our home, and our names. But we never lost our hearts. Today, we take back what is ours, not just to own, but to protect. This company will be used for good, for the forgotten, for those with no voice. Cameras flashed. Reporters clapped. Mina stepped up beside her. We're not just survivors, she said. We're the future.